Here's a simple way to improve your classic drum patterns and every MIDI patterns or drum patterns that you're creating inside of Ableton. Here I'm using a selector rack with different closed hi-hat samples in there. And as you can see, I mapped several parameters to the macros, like the envelope and tune, the detune, and the pitch envelope. So one thing that you can do is have an LFO move these parameters a tiny bit every time that your hi-hat is gonna play. So here what I could do is map to the sustain, map to the detune, yeah, maybe map to the attack a little bit. Then I'll have to play with the values, so the sustain could could be from 0 to 100. It's the more classic movement, you know, detune, I think the same is okay. And for attack, I'd rather have it not so crazy. Okay. Then what you can do, instead of having this sine wave as your LFO, you can go to random. And here you just set, for example, a beat. If you're playing offbeat hi-hat, if you only have one hit in your beat, you can put one. If you're going with like 16th hi-hat, maybe you just put 16th here. It's just depending on how much or how often you want it to move. So if we were to play this hat pattern right now, you can see that it's a little bit different on every time it's being played. It's a tiny bit different, and you don't have to automate everything yourself. It's just happening with thanks to the LFO. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna bring like a different feeling to your hi-hat where it's constantly moving and evolving and morphing, so it will make it a lot more alive, especially when it comes to something so uh, present in music as the offbeat hi-hat played in context with the kick and the bass that I have. Another thing you can do for the percussions is adding other hits for the hi-hat at lower velocities, like this maybe. And if you click on this little button right there, you can play with the chances too, the chances that it will have to be played. So if you put a low chance, it will randomly decide to play these hi-hats or not. I mean, not so randomly, depending on the percentage of chance that you put. So for example, maybe if you put on the main hi-hats, on the main hat, if you put like a bit of velocity range, it will change and play different velocities each time. Same for these ones. And that's it for today, guys. These are two really simple but powerful techniques to never have a boring hi-hat again in your track.